I like this spot. This is a perfect spot. This is a perfect spot to introduce myself. Hello, I am Dragon Samus, but you may call me Dragon. It's easier, and that's what I'm gonna go with. Oh, I appear to have looked at him. Ow, hold on, I must handle this. Go away! Wow, he listens well. Go away! Go away! So, a little bit of backstory. Don't know how to record an intro, but that's okay, because I have software to cut stuff. Haha. As I was saying, welcome. This is my attempt at making Minecraft YouTube videos. I've been waiting a long time to do this. I'm not gonna lie, I've actually been playing Minecraft since forever. Standing now, we were working on a ghast farm. Working right now, just making a bottom layer here with some intersecting points that we can kind of walk on. Not too concerned about looks for this one. Just because I like to do a lot of my testing in survival. I find that when I run my tests in creative, that it just doesn't end up working the same in survival, even though you switch the game mode to survival. So I'm really just trying to play with this mechanic. The idea is that I want to have enough area down here for a couple of separate ghast to spawn while you're kind of running around. And then I wanted to have this little running path be the only thing that looks semi-decent in here. But, and just to give you kind of a sense of direction if we do decide to make this really big. The one thing that I'm thinking is that if I place bottom slabs on top of the top layer that I make here, it should mean technically that there isn't a solid block below the ceiling, or at least the nearby ceiling, and it should prevent ghast from spawning up there, and it should hold them down here. That could just be my poor way of understanding, but as far as I can tell, that's how it works. So effectively, the thing that we're working on now is just building this nice platform out of all the solid blocks we can find, and try not to get killed by these guys. I'm curious, will they cross that? Aha! Ah! Hey, not fair! Oh, you convinced him. Thank you for the help. Alright, I suppose we should handle you too then. Oh, you guys are all getting brave today. Alright, you know what? Nobody is. Much better, much better. Now I can think. As I was saying, so my main goal here today is to first off kind of show what we've been up to in the short time that this server has been active. And I want to show kind of what we're planning to do. The biggest thing to kind of note, even though this is a server, this isn't necessarily a super active server at all times. Like, there are occasions where we'll all get on and we'll have some good times, but I'm not gonna lie, a lot of times this really does feel like a solo world to me, where people just have easy access to come check out my builds. I actually have been getting some help with a couple of the builds that we've worked on recently, which has been nice, but yeah, we'll see how that develops. Personally, I really don't mind working alone in Minecraft, because then you can kind of keep half of your idea in your head. You don't have to explain it as you're moving on. But I've also really liked some of these little collaborations with other players, just because it's so much more fun to play the game with other people, even if they don't want to do it exactly your way. Personally, when I like to think of myself as a Minecrafter, I would say that I'm much more an engineer than a builder. I definitely like to build redstone machines or passive machines, or really anything that kind of requires some general thought into like solving a problem. I just can never seem to convince myself that proper glorified housing is a problem. I don't have any problem necessarily building big projects. I just can't seem to perfect the art of decoration yet. Another thing that I'm noticing as I run this way is that I have taken a wrong turn. That's okay. The one thing that I find a lot with, again, when I talk about whether I like to play alone or not, that I'm going to have to get used to with recording, is when I play with other people, I have to have like a two-track mind. I have to, you know, concentrate on the conversation at hand, especially due to whatever its current relevance is. But then you also have to make sure not to walk into lava or off a cliff or into a creeper. it's fun. And then the like I said, the fun thing is like so we do a lot of tunneling right now. Like I said, we're really early in the server, so tunnels to get places faster versus any type of rapid transit systems. Um, hmm. What I want to do is I want to make some signs with the things on my to-do list that I'm pretty sure I want to go through with. Um, Help myself remember them. I tend to think through whatever it is I need to work on until I've kind of achieved that point, and then I will never think of my project again. This is my first horse. I leave him here mainly so that I don't die, because if I ride him in the Nether, I suffocate. And I've never come to remedy the problem. I think I left him here the day after or the day that the server went live. Right, so and then this was really my first little build here. Just wanted to get another portal right in the game. We really don't come back here. This is our spawn. You can tell we don't come back because that's never been waxed, and this has been here since the dawn of time. Weirdly, these ones are completely oxidized already. Maybe those are just... So we've got some little bit of food. Got a nice little flag warning people that those guys like to spawn here. There's a couple items in there for when we die. This used to be water. This is still waterlogged. A little entry mine if for whatever reason you'd rather go that way. Avoid the powdered snow. Little under the bridge house here. Nothing super fancy. This was really just a get started project. Little door. This right when 1.17 came out, I was using this because the mobs couldn't figure it out. They really still can't, but like ever since like the every update after that, they will push each other into the room. So it's not super useful, and then like there's always the one creeper that's like, hey, there's no doors here. I'm just gonna walk right into the building. So we don't use that anymore. But being that should be fine here. Got this little nook here. Little I never did come to see if I got all my stuff out of here. I had some hidden chests over there. I'm sure it's fine. Probably a bunch of stuff in here I don't even want to know because I'm so sick of moving items. But yeah, so anyways, this is just kind of a little tranquil spot. If I ever had anybody come to join, they'd have a little spot to get themselves ready to go off on their adventure and start their own little areas. From here, as we were walking through the tundra, I decided that really the first thing that I wanted to do was find a glacier to build on. I never really played a whole lot with ice biomes. In my old world, when ice biomes were released, I built like a little house into a cave so I could run around out on the ice and ice skate because I couldn't decide what I was gonna do with the area. And honestly, so I finally did it, and building on ice, I guess, really isn't any different from building on slippery grass. Because it's just a block. If you put no matter what you do, there's very little I've done to utilize this. But the one thing that I have noticed is if you're not building things that you want covered in snow, then you don't build on it because you will have everything always covered in snow. Oh man, there we go. So this is what ended up being my area. I still have to move out of here. I still have to get so much stuff out. This is where I get my villagers now. This is just a place where you can get them, lock them up in a minecart. I've got an ejection system over there. I'll show you in a minute. I've got lots of farmers with carrots. Got more carrots out here. Again, I tried to play with the fact that this is ice, and really it's great for what we use it for now, which is just exporting villagers. Had some nice villagers in here. Of course, they're always the first to die. When things get a little rough, I'll trap some villagers in here so that only the little babies can slip out. And then, yeah. So then we come over here, kind of like I was saying, I have this little rail. I can usually get them over here. Sometimes I'll put them in a boat and get them over here. Then they can be flipped from rail to rail, and then they come into here. I got buttons out there that send them right through the block, and then they're good. You'll see I got that little notice up there, my little autosave in progress. I have tons of issues with worlds corrupting. Mainly just my house loves to lose power at the worst possible time and everything else. So every 15 minutes, my world backs itself up. It's pretty fantastic. Sometimes I'm not gonna lie, when you're like when it goes out and it's been 14 minutes and 90 seconds. Wow, that's right, 14 minutes and 50 seconds. And you're sitting here thinking like, oh man, what all did I lose? And you come back and there's just a pile of buildings unbuilt because you just got start. Oh man, but not losing everything is fantastic. It is no fun to wake up in the morning to server is corrupted, and no idea if it's gonna fix itself, and probably not gonna fix itself. Anyways, so. This over here was my little starter base before I added all the additions to it. Got a little tiny lava farm up there, just with little bits of lava. I'm sure you understand how this works, but if you got the dripstone below lava, and what I wanted to test was, do they all have to be lava sources? The answer is no, or at least it was no when the lava was filled. I guess it's been a couple updates. Don't know if that was intended. The buttons are down there as said. Up here we just had my first little tiny smelter. Just get all that handled. I used these guys for a little extra flooring here, make it look like a burn mat. This area up here gets changed all the time, but this is actually meant, I was gonna make it more into like a tomb. This was a sarcophagus, but then like the villagers wouldn't pathfind up here, so then I made them a way up here. Then they come up here to die, so then I made it so they couldn't come up here anymore, but then I'd already moved so many blocks, and now they can walk up here again, so I don't actually remember. Yeah, I had to block this off now. Oh, it's just ridiculous. So, and then over here, especially this outer side, I call it the monstrosity. Mainly on the basis that I keep trying to go and change it into a theme without knocking it all down. And besides, like, this little weird entryway that's still, I don't know, is that a face? Is it a face? I don't know. I don't know. So... But really, it just keeps the villagers safe for now. It kind of usually keeps the iron golems locked in there with them, which really keeps them safe. I started to build a little town up there, and it really just didn't want to come together. Like I said, I should have known if I wasn't looking to build snow-themed builds and like a winter wonderland. If I wanted to build castles and tombs, not a glacier. Nope, not a glacier. Not for me, anyways. Over there is where another player lives. And over here, I've got my little pyramid warp gate. What I call warp gates are any nether portal that are not really linked to their own portal. It's linked to the one that takes me into that base. So while I was working out here, I could just come up in here, pop into this portal, step back, pop back into the portal, boom, I was home, go to sleep. Process wasn't really repeatable. I was actually going to add another portal, like, right over here, but once I started to build this bridge and look around, I realized I was definitely going to be moving out of here sooner than later. Like I said, sometimes you just gotta walk away from a project. Maybe when I have hundreds of thousands of blocks, I might come back. I'm not gonna just... Ooh, actually, as much as I say I don't want to TNT everything, maybe that would make for a good video sometime. Let me know if I should blow all this up. I mean, like I said, I'm honestly not too proud of it. Besides maybe that over there, which I'll show you in a second. This right here is a lightning catcher. If it rains, I'll show you. Otherwise, I'm sure you've seen it on other people's videos. It's basically just a trident being moved to cause lightning. I have noticed that nobody really explains how they do it, so I think I will make a video just explaining that mechanic. But otherwise, like I said, it's not something you haven't seen before. If you watch Hermitcraft, you've seen a crazy one. So, yeah. Anyways, I can get the swim to work here. This isn't really the main way in here, but it's just how I felt like coming in. This right here is my first little PvP arena for this server. We haven't actually used it yet. We can't seem to get enough people together for a good round, so we will use it soon. But effectively, the whole idea behind it is that we could pick different kinds of battles and have them in here. There's a lot of little tiny things and traps. I got little windows you can open up to fire like arrows or snowballs through. Then down here we've got like some underways and some walkways, so that if people are out there, you can actually get around behind and flank them. Like the idea was to be like a really old school tiny map, so you can kind of keep running around, and then like as you start to run around, you'll kind of notice that there's still more like up here, and you'll see that there's these buttons, and you go and you hit this button, and it launches you up here. You have options from here. The first option is you can run off to the side, get out of fire, and you can run all the way up to the roof the easy way. Absolutely no problem with that. Over here, remember this lever. Over here is another way to get up. You run up onto here, you hit this button, and boom! If you can make that jump, which is just perfect, you can get out of here. I think this one works too. Yes, it does. And then boom, you can actually head them off. So while they were running up here, if you got it right away, you could just keep going. But what are your other options? You come down here, and you could have also, as he's going to take the stairs, he doesn't want me to be able to get there. He could flip this switch, run up the stairs, and while that's up, I'll go down here and I'll notice the lock has been engaged. And if I go to hit the button, oh, there's not enough power. I can't get out. Oh, so I have to run down, and he's already getting away. I don't even know where he's going. He could be attacking me already. So I got to run up here, and I got to hit this button. So you know what? I'm so worried about going up there and getting sneak attack. I'm going to run straight in here and make sure he didn't drop down. Okay, he didn't drop down. I don't see him. All right, I feel safe. We got to stay careful. Oh. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, let's see if it works. Oh, no. Oh, no. This is worse. This is worse. It used to put you outside. Oh, no. That's not cool. That is not cool. Okay. Alright. Let me out, bro. Let me out. Okay, there we go. Oh, man. That's not supposed to happen. Beep. Round 2. Okay, okay. So, then you run out of here, you don't know if he's up there, you come up here, you hit this button, you hit that. Whoa! What? They both go at the same. What? That's so cool. Okay, so we run back down here. I don't have a clue where the other guy went, but boom! I'm up here. He finally realizes he's got to go somewhere. He runs in from underneath you by coming in this way, and then you just jump on him and take him out. While he's taking time to respawn in the respawn area, thinking he's safe, you go right in here, and you stick the landing, and you wait for him, and when he walks by, you get him again! I'm sure I forgot about 7 other things that I've installed into this thing. The whole point was to compat as much as possible. But, you know, after a couple of weeks of working and other fun things, I don't quite remember if there's much more. Was debating on maybe adding some more, have like the initial wireframe out so I could build some floors. But then, like, as I realized it would be hard to even get 4 people on at a time, I really think this is big enough. Yeah. So, anyways, we're gonna want to eat some food. There we go. Put this on here. Let's see. Is there anything left I gotta show you? Okay, now that I remember where I put it, I can go down here. And this was my first spawner that I found. And we've actually had a lot of issues on this server finding both spawners and diamonds. And thankfully found an abandoned mine. Oh, that's one of my favorite sounds, even if it sounds a little different today. Oh, hello there. Am I lagging? This feels like lag. Okay, there we go. So, but anyways, it just takes them down there. There's nothing super special down there. I did have one other side project in here that I was going to finish, but I just don't find enough use out of some of the spider spawners. So down here I have one of my first amethysts that I got. Doesn't really need to be harvested right now. I also haven't been in this area, so they're probably not really up to date. I gotta stop checking chests. Like I said, you always find those couple of things that you want. But yeah, so there's another one down there. I think there's one down around the corner there. I patched up all these walls. There's another couple things down here. I obviously obviously missed a couple torches. I really wasn't too concerned about doing this totally right, but then it does lead over here to a spawner that I had completely forgotten about. So then I spent forever trying to find more spawners just to log in a couple days ago, find this path, and remember that I found one at like 2 o'clock in the morning while I was digging everything out. Decided to stay up another half hour to make basically what you see here, to kind of seal this off and make this whole area like flattened as much as possible. Also because I was hearing the slime spawn, and who knows, maybe they'd spawn over there. And I just forgot. I completely forgot. So, anyways, since then, better things have been done. Don't know if anything will ever happen with that spawner, but just gonna leave it there for now. We actually have a couple areas where I found several spawners that I'm looking to do some projects with soon, but I keep finding that they're just a little too far away from each other, and I haven't decided how I want to handle it directly. Let's see here. What else out here is worth taking a look at? Tiny little chorus fruit farm. There was a little addition to a few other things. My initial little source of netherwort was over there. Got my my sworn enemies in the sky. Let's see. So in here is a basic potato farm, except for with one minor glitch. One turned into a carrot farm. It looks like it's a hybrid farm. Effectively, this is a really simple mechanic that I've kind of just realized would work after a couple stupid incidences. Oh, look at that. So effectively, how this works is what he tries to do is come over to this guy to breed with him, because he doesn't have any potatoes or carrots, and as you know, farmers like to harvest and replant potatoes and carrots and keep the extras. And then he'll come over and try to trade with him and fail, because it hits this, and I steal all of them. So, but one minor glitch is I had used them for breeding before I moved them in here, so they had a pre-amount of inventory of carrots. So then, if they throw all of their potatoes and keep the carrots and plant the carrots, then I end up with carrot farms. So then you'd wonder, you're like, oh, so does he normally compost the carrots? Is that why you put this little slabby up here? And I say, nope, because he's a really smart guy. He knows if he jumps on top of it, he can destroy the carrots and never have to work again. So, he can't jump this high. He can't destroy carrots. That's a good little villager. Alright, anyways. So, and then I was just trying to make it look a little bit like a silo. I was gonna do, I'm gonna do floors and floors and floors above, and probably change the color of the roof. But, oh, you're wearing a hat. I see. See, I really, this usually doesn't lag like this. I'm not sure, but if I had to guess, I think I picked literally the one way into the server that can cause lag for me. So hold on one second, let me log out. All right. Now we're back. Let's see. This should work a little bit better. A polar bear mad. Maybe he's scared. Here. There you go. Those are for you. He doesn't want them. Okay. So then I don't even remember what this was going to be. Oh, I do remember what this was going to be. Hey! It's fun how exploring your own world, you'll remember things. So anyways, right this way, hopefully we make it. I could have totally done a better job of making sure to go the way that is goable, but thankfully I have a respiration helmet on. Oh yeah, I was trying to make sure the underwater was gonna look good. Like, I was really ready to commit to this area, I really was. Just didn't happen. Oh dear, did it get... Nope. Okay, there it is. Oh wait, no. I think it was further out. Yeah, it looks like it's that light source over there. What are the odds that it got reset? Nope, there it is. Hi there. That says, enter at your own risk. And by the time you could really read it, it's too late. So, and then what I like to see all the time is people always try to panic and they move and they die on this block right here. It's hilarious. So, and then the main way out is literally... So that's all the other reason why it's at your own risk, because the last thing you want to do is come in here without an ender pearl or a trident and not be able to leave. Oh, chest full of goodies. This is when I was just testing. This is literally right after I got my first moss block. I just drilled this hole straight in. Just like, let's just do this. Went over here, did all this. It definitely was good practice mossing. Kind of worked on trying to do some like caverns that would like open up into like a bigger cavern, and then like I just couldn't get it to work too well. And then I don't know what it is with moss blocks, and it spawns creepers like crazy. It's always creepers. So I wonder if moss carpet has something to do with creeper spawning. Gonna have to check that out. Or maybe it's the grass? Never, but... So, the other thing that I'd like to mention is that I do play on bedrock. It mainly just for the fact that, for the most part, in the beginning, it was just what I had. But, similar to people who tend to like to play on Java, you like to play on what you're used to, I think. And I will say there are a lot more good, like, quote-unquote, exploits in Java. But I do kind of like the vanilla challenge of having to do everything the hard way. But I also know there's a couple of features in the Bedrock Edition that I've played with, both around here somewhere and in my creative worlds, that I really don't see a lot of people use. So I'm thinking that's another one of those things where I think I'm gonna have to take a little spin and say, hey, you know, for all these people that say Java is better, there are reasons why Bedrock is better. And like just step one, and I defy anyone to say there's anything better than this in Java, is glitchable chess. You know, I don't know what I would do with some of my old flying machines that would carry my items for me. I just, oh man, you're telling me, oh, I'm not even gonna think about all the walking. And really, in my opinion, like I can make, you know, your standard, like, granted, this thing is tiny. Here, let's go take a look at that. I can make this tiny little mob farm and get plenty of gunpowder. Like, so I only ever ran this thing. I AFK'd here for about, and I think in its lifetime, it doesn't even have 2 hours of AFK time. It's not a super efficient farm, and I literally made it as small as I could, while it would still be profitable compared to the amount of resources that I used. Again, because when I built this, I'm like, I know I'm leaving, I just don't know how far, and I want to make a ton of rockets, and I might have to come back here, but if I don't want to come back here... But yeah, so it's not bad. I kind of separate some of the stuff out a little bit. I'm currently hanging on to rotten flesh, in case I decide to do some crazy things with like wolves and dogs. I haven't really decided yet. Then yeah, effectively it's just a chamber. And actually, so I actually had to rebuild this server recently because it was having a lot of issues. Just in general, like, especially on the... So one of the things that I did is I actually switched from running my server in Windows 10 to a headless version of Ubuntu server. And, oh my goodness, it uses a quarter of the power and runs 20 times better. And then not to mention, like, like all the tick rates, even if this thing is using no power, they're so much more consistent. I used to have so many issues where things wouldn't work before, and now I can just sit here and watch my farm go. Like, I would literally just have to log out, log in, log out, log in, log out, log in, and now it's just perfect. Quick explanation in case you don't know why I did anything that I did or how I did it. Let's come on over here. We'll look at the little kill chamber. I didn't do a trident killer for this one. It's really the only one I didn't do a trident killer for. Mainly just because I was thinking about the fact I have never used campfires to kill mobs. Much of like water to push everything on the inside. I'll kind of show how I find works best when I build my next mob farm. But the biggest thing is everybody always says go with the leaves, but they always use like one layer of leaves, and then they have no issues. But I can never have mob farms or mob spawners work properly unless it's 2 layers of leaves. So if you can't figure out what's not working, just 2 layers of leaves. All right. So secondly, wow. So we've only seen 2 things today. Another player's house over here. Here's some of our death holes. Those actually go out of the world spawn, or at least they used to. I almost swear I saw bedrock down there. Did I? You're gonna push me in the hole, so how about no, absolutely not. Hey, all of you can leave, all of you. What do we got down there? I don't want to do it. I'm gonna die, dude. I happen to have all of my stuff on me, and I'm so early in this world that I just can't even say that. I would have to say that there's bedrock down there now. That used to be a hole, a void hole, straight out of the game. You would die. So this is incredibly risky. So let's actually let's not. Hey, I love tridents. Hey, come here. And he doesn't love giving them to me. So, just another little thing over here. I'm going to show you one of the mob farms here in a minute, see how we like to build those. This is the thing that I was working on, because these go straight out of the world's existence. I still am not convinced that that's bedrock. I think it's just not rendering. I'm not going down... LOL. Is this cheating? This is kind of cheating. So. Yeah, I want to say that stuff. Wait, don't you dare! Oh, no. Oh man, he almost got me. Alright. Moving on. It's also always night. It is always night. Fly through his yard here, land over here at the collection area. This collection area is... Simon, just look different for a second. Hey, get away from me. Look at all those little happy glow orbs. Here we go. Then we come in here, and boom! So in here we have the hive. Yes. Hello. Okay. So in here we have our zombie drown farm, which is pretty simple. We have a really, really bad habit of leaving it on. Now it would be off because it wouldn't spawn anything. It either spawned on my way in, or it's already got a ton of mobs in it. Or sometimes, every once in a while, mobs spawn together. But I thought I had that nailed down to a shulker box. If I was placing that shulker box, then mobs would not spawn. And if I put it in my pocket, yes, it's working. So, really, really, really simple, honestly. I have a little thing that pulls away and drops them when you pull this lever using redstone. Super simple. Then over here, this is an on and off for the trident killer down below, which I really should have loaded before filling it with bad guys, but I'm not actually really here to run it. Then down here is just where the trident killer goes. You throw your trident in there. You can get plenty of room for a good shot there. Hilarious. This is an automatic. This is like an auto start, like from down here, if you just want it on, so you don't have to use the chain from above. Then all the EXP flows down here and up to the player, and then all the items will go down even further, down into here, get sucked up. This is also a backup in case items go out the wrong hole, which happens every once in a while, and then sends them up and out. The system's currently full, so we have a ton of armor mostly up there, but you know, some rotten flesh we could throw away, I'm sure. Like I said, I'm still kind of hanging on to my rotten flesh, because believe it or not, you do kind of run into a couple little uses for it. I wish it was burnable. It would be an amazing fuel source. Then this just kind of goes out into a mine. This is just meant to make it look like we broke in here, found the Trident Killer pre-built. Sometimes I like to do just like a little bit of backstory, but again, we just haven't been here long enough to really add a lot of life. We're really just trying to get enough farms going so we have normal things. So that's kind of the end of that area. Then over here I have my most expensive farm to date. This is my bee farm. Honestly, I don't know if I've seen a bee farm like mine. I'm not saying they don't exist. I just haven't seen one. Effectively, in here we have let's go in here. We have the bee room, which has more bees than the hives can handle. So we got a little row of hives here. This could be made way bigger, but because of the requirement of like item sorters, it can get expensive depending on how you would want to build it. I'm sure there's other ways. This is just how I decided to do it. And I had a lot of issues. So again, I'm really glad I designed this one in survival so that I could keep playing with it. But effectively, so each one of those is ready to be harvested. So any moment now, this hopper clock should flip over, and from there, release this. And when it goes by, it'll activate each and every one of those. So I don't know if you're aware of that glitch there. I'll talk about it in a second. But for the moment, let's just fix it. Okay. So this guy will come on by here, and every time he hits one of these, it'll either eat the honey and store the honey inside the dispenser. Ooh, we're out of bottles. I wouldn't have been able to show you at work anyways. And then otherwise, it will accidentally spit the bottles out on the floor. So then when the trolley comes back, it'll pick up all the ones that were dropped and dispense them into this chest here so I can refill the system. Then, for whatever reason, it does not spit out the honey bottles. It holds on to them. So to get them out without draining all the honey, you have to build item sorters underneath it, or item filters, whatever you want to call them, that then collect the proper honey bottles, so that only honey bottles fill in here. And then I'll take the bottles out, turn them into honey blocks, bring the bottles back into the system, repeat the process, so on and so forth. Like I said, I'm going to make a much more efficient one in the future, but I have to find a better way of doing it that either doesn't require the item sorters, or maybe I could just filter it through one item sorter at like the bottom and then have the rest reloaded into the whole system if they were glass bottles. Or maybe like using like a hopper locking system, maybe. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Anyways, so moving on. This is still technically more of my beef. That's never happened before. Come here. Come here. Oh, yeah. Look at what you made me do! Anyways, so we're gonna let those guys cool off. We're gonna go out the other way. Are you guys? Yeah! Everybody is mad. They are mad. Mad! Anger bees. Okay, so then we'll head on over. There's the main portal to my base there, my old base there. Then over here, there's probably bees in here with magma cubes, which really isn't pleasant for me. So I'm just gonna run into the honeycomb farm. Honeycomb farms are way easier, and they just overflow, honestly. Basically, similar kind of thing. Way too many bees, lots of hives. I do have the extra hole because bees like to get clogged. And then I have a row of all my shears broke. Row dispensers with shears in them to do all the farming. I will refill them at some point via the back room here. But not right now, because obviously I have more than enough. And then this basically is just a timer for whenever it's going to go. It's kind of set at just a little bit longer than it typically takes for them all to be ready, just so that it's not obnoxious. And then right here is like my retrieval system, which I had stopped because like it was just overfilled, so it didn't really matter if it was running. But I'll set it running again. Effectively, every once in a while, it doesn't like to drop it in front of the hopper, so it selects the next available block. Having this down here makes it the most common available block. So when they all get harvested, if they have to be teleported, they'll be teleported down here where the hopper minecart picks it up and throws it in the overflow tank. I did want to keep this built because it has been significant. This is about how much I get every time I come down. And so if I'm ever in a build that takes a ton of it, or if I'm making a bunch of hives again, I don't want the waste. The other thing that's really cool, I'll show you in a minute, is that stuff actually ends up overflowing anyways at the farthest edge. Can I grab this stuff? Nope, I have full inventory anyways. Hi there, you should probably go home, Mr. Sir. You guys are awesome. Okay, now I'm angry. How am I getting stunned? Was that a glitch? Anyways, hopefully... Oh no! I'm so sorry. I don't even know what I did to offend you! This is the worst day ever. I used to have more bees than I had. And now I have less bees. Oh, I wonder if they'll make themselves go home. Ah, that's awesome. Anyways, so catastrophes aside, I got a couple extra nether portals. Just gonna go in order. The little sand reminds me this goes to my little island where my slime farm is. You'll probably recognize the area, being that it was definitely within sight of where we were before. Coming back out here. Okay, awesome. So over here, I have a couple of other things here. I have my above ground. Rock formation. Dripstone, my above ground dripstone. And then over here. Hi guys. Not really here to talk, honestly. But I should eat something. There we go. And this is the underground one. This actually leads into a cavern that I built that was gonna like kind of fill up with it, going off in different directions. So you could kind of go walk around and harvest, and it makes hundreds and hundreds of dripstone. Only problem is when it's full, you kind of have to harvest it all to explore it. Oh man, there we go. Boop. It's fun to walk on. I'm definitely gonna work on some areas where you can only access it via dripstone. I just haven't totally figured out how I'm gonna do that yet. Running back topside here. We'll just flop on over to the slime farm. And do not fear, you enter here. And come down. That was quite a lack of a splash, honestly. We're going to go all the way to the bottom floor. All these areas typically spawn slimes. Due to the spawn radius thing, they won't start spawning till I'm in the right spot. Because they won't spawn right next to me. I have a bunch of different floors where you can kind of see which floors the slimes are spawning on. Because like when you're on the top and lowest floors, you'll constantly have them spawn above and below you. Or you just come on up into here, and you can just sit up in this wonderful little area where you are the sun. It is bright and yellow because it is for you to sit and reflect on yourself as if you are the sun, the light bringer. And you must think of all the good in the world because of the dark evil thing you must do. And you know what that dark evil thing is. The longer you stay in here, the more you know what must be done. You must run down the stairs and stare into the adorable little slime's eyes as you commit an atrocious act. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But I need slime. Makes my redstone go boom. The more it makes my redstone go work. I'm so sorry, everyone. I'm so sorry. But I mean, can you look at those faces? Look at them. They just want to play. They can't even hurt me. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I need to devise a way to kill you when I don't have to watch. I still have room for more. I'm so sorry. It must be done. Of course you're at the bottom. You're like, ha 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 ha. Hello there! Oh, look at you all just super trapped. I hope you don't have feelings, Mr. Slime. I really hope you don't turn back into a slime in my pocket. That would be horrifying. See, I think I found out where some of the torches are going. Adorable. We'll let that one live. But we gotta go. And also, I recently found it, so I started clearing the other areas. this is a slime chunk too. We got lots of slime chunks. I also found out something that's particularly relevant, something I wasn't aware of, is that in every wow, English, buddy. In every bedrock map, the spawns for slime are the same. I thought that was pretty neat. So anyways, moving on. There's definitely a bunch more work I'm going to be doing out in this area. This is kind of where my new area is going to, like, start. Gonna have, like, one vinyl little bridge. I think it's gonna be, like, a drawbridge that's, like, lifting up just a little bit. That just kind of signifies, like, the end of the era to, like, the new era. This is just gonna be, like, the outskirts of that new area. And what I have here is my little puppy for Netherwart. He has little water in him, so when I need to harvest, I just click a button, and it makes my life so much easier. Over here is a super inefficient bamboo farm that will be replaced in the near future. It'll probably stay here because it looks kind of like a display object. Something stole a piece of my sand there. I'm gonna have to figure that out. But it just works. I just needed little bits of scaffolding here and there, and then they'd fall in the ocean, and I'd lose it. So I just needed enough being made that I'd make more scaffolding. But I still haven't decided between my next smelter being fueled by bamboo or kelp. So we'll see. Off over to here. This is coming to another little area for, like, the landing in. This is my, what I would call my little hobbit hole, because it's kind of just like a hole in the ground. It's got a bunch of little openings that come out from these different gardenified areas, and it just leads to a, we've got an underground nether portal all the way down here. I guess I could show it to you quick. This kind of runs right through there. I'll actually be able to show you where this nether portal comes out when we go back to the nether. It kind of slides this whole piece together kind of nicely. Up here being the nice little bedroom using game mechanics to keep mobs out. Recently found out yesterday, phantoms can fly in through the window. Not cool, but also cool. Because this will keep out mobs, but not phantoms. So maybe there's something I can do with that in the future. Oh, I gotta stop opening chests, man. I like to keep end chests everywhere. This is kind of like my bunk bed in between, or my place to sleep in between my travels. Back here is going to be added on. I want to have this. I don't have a single meal hole in my hobbit hole yet, and then I'm thinking about kind of making it go a little bit deeper, having like I want to have like 2 different rooms that literally look like dining rooms, and then maybe like a little map room in the back somewhere. When I decide to get around to it, that'll probably just house a couple maps from this area. Up here we have my my turret. I was actually going to point it that way when I was building it, but there's another player's desert over there, and I just didn't want them to take this as an act of aggression that I was planning on doing anything to attack them. So effectively, just got that here. It's just to guard this. When I first started playing here, after the first 2 months of playing, granted it wasn't like it was every day, but after playing and playing and playing, I still didn't have a food supply. So I finally decided to. Whoa! Why was I drowning? That was strange. But I decided to just plant these sprawling fields out here, and between like this and having fortune, it's really quite effective for the food supply. I do prefer auto farms, but sometimes you just gotta be able to look at your everything. I even put farms on top of there. Not super relevant. You know, I love how y'all just have to spawn out here because I actually did a good job with my torches. Hey, thank you for that. I love replanting my garden, everyone. You guys are just the best. Just the best. I love it. Oh, and you got a souvenir. Great. This is fantastic. Hello there. Hi. Are you gonna drown? Probably not. All right, so now we'll just fix it. We'll just fix it. Sometimes I like mixing my plants anyways. I think I have a hoe on me somewhere, I hope. Oh, snap. Okay, and then we should be able to grab that, put that there. Like I said, we're just gonna plant potatoes for right now. I swear, if phantoms could ruin farms, I'm gonna be really sad. All right, so then we come here, we're gonna go, No! I heard you. I knew that was gonna happen. Minecraft. You do this to me. Because you think you're funny. You really do. I heard you. You said it once. I'm just waiting for more and more and more creepers at this point. I don't think I've ever had a creeper blow something up and not be followed by a creeper, 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 by a creeper. Like, you literally have to sleep if you want the creepers to stop coming. But then when it's time to farm for creepers, everyone's like, oh, I don't know, man. I don't know how you get them to spawn. You gotta build stuff. Just build stuff. And then the game will be like, hey, have a creeper. What is the point of fences if they don't keep anything out? I don't know. The best part about being physically able to say, I'm only gonna fix most of it, is that I can. So, I think there was one or two other things out here that I was gonna show off that I kind of forgot about because of the creeper, but I really don't want this video to be insanely long. But last but not least in this area, leading out to the next area. We have our end. Plenty of stuff to see there another time. Not really a lot worth showing today, being that one of the things I need to do in the near future is go end raiding. So there's not a lot going on there, but you'll be able to see everything then. Really, like I said, the biggest thing that I'm looking to do is I finally really want to put lots and lots of effort into a world and stick with it for as long as I can. And I'm being told that with the 1.18 updates, even though it'll be a little weird, it's not gonna ruin the world. So it's one of those things where, like, I think I'm really ready to commit to making a crazy project and just move forward with it. And so I moved out here, and the first thing I realized is I didn't have any iron left for my bee farm. I didn't have a lot of anything really. So I figured the first thing I should do is build a mine. So out here, everything as far as the eye can see is what I want to be working with at some point. I'm gonna build a big map. And I'm gonna try to look at it and decide like where I want to put things. I've been trying to do some flying overhead and getting it mapped in my head, but then it's just so much easier if I could really see where everything was. I recently filled the area with cats, especially because cats were really glitching out for me, so I needed like a lot of them to even get rid of like a creeper. Oh, I took my flowers with me. Huh, that was not part of the plan. Ignore my junk chests. So, anyways, this is my mine. I guess I could have showed it a little better from the outside before coming inside. I wanted to make it look like. I don't know why I took damage twice. Okay. I wanted to make it look like we were kind of taking a bunch of stuff out, whatever we can really get our hands on, and just kind of dragging it out. Got some ore blocks to the ground. Not too many, obviously, because you gotta mine your ore. But I figured, like, gold, I'm not going to need a lot right now, so that was an easy one to get out. I'm trying to get some deep slate blocks, because I'm thinking about doing, like, a museum next to, like right over here, or, like, over here. That's just, like, things we found in here. It's going to be kind of like a side piece. We won't really have any functionality other than that. But that way, at least this hill can kind of go away. So then I have my little excavator holding up stuff. It really just for the aesthetic. It doesn't do anything, unfortunately. I mean, actually, we can go try and pilot it. I mean, I don't know. I might say press A to drive. Oh, wow. It would help if I knew how to jump. All right, can I? Yep, and then yep, and then yep, and then boop, and then boop, and then boop, and then... Alrighty. Yeah, no, it does not work. Some people could say I already knew it wasn't going to work. So anyways, you just come in here, got a little smelter over here going on, nothing too impressive. It doesn't auto-fuel, but I don't need to auto-fuel it. Over here, just kind of looks like a little area we kind of chipped away, found some roof access here. Got some little fire pits without fire in them. A little area you can come out over here. I kind of like to come up here mainly just as I like to be a rooster. And just, caw-caw! I mean, doodle? Something. Anyways, then we come on over here, and we can go even higher. This next place, it really doesn't have anything going except for, like, I've learned I have a new way I like floors. Like, doesn't that look pretty? Like, for gray on gray on gray on gray? Oh, that's aesthetically pleasing. I'm gonna put, like, a little picnic table up here, I think. And just that'll be awesome. Alright, so now that broken leg syndrome has set in, we come down here towards the mine, this is actually very early stages. Right here is just meant to be a little decoration, like so you know, okay, yep, this is definitely Dragon's Mine. Then over here you'll see where a lot of the stuff that I've been mining out early is coming up through here. I have this little water stream. It's a dual-purpose water stream. On the inside, it takes the items up and gets them put into the boxes. I like to put my pretty items in here. As you see, we're struggling. I've got a little bit of stuff going on. The main reason I'm doing the hour blocks is for decoration. My actual ores, I don't keep as ore blocks. I plan on eventually using all this as decoration. I do have some deep slate down below that I can go collect. I actually had I'm trying to remember what exactly the story with it is. I think I have to buy those. So then we can just come on down here. You can slide if you want. You can be a daredevil. If you, I used to have it actually just be honey all the way down, but then had too many people kill themselves coming down here to use my mine. So effectively, this is the early phase of the mine. This is just getting the initial area torn out. I got a creeper down there. Effectively, what we're trying to do is get a lot of this area, mostly first off stripped for resources, and then it's going to be blown into a big hole. Over here is one of the most plentiful amounts of lava I have ever seen. It comes to a peak here. It kind of goes over our heads that way, just an inch, 2 feet high enough, I think. But it goes back to the very backs of the first mines. So when this is all done, I'll actually have a sheet of lava hanging down, going down to an area that'll probably have like some scorch marks, and then it'll go. And then the actual mining is going to go in this direction where we've hit lost lava on multiple floors with like ladders and scaffolding and stuff like that. It's going to be a really big project. I'm going to hollow this out and really go for it. Right now what it does is we can put all our excess materials in here, send the minecart down, it comes up here. Well, actually, I'll show it to you. The system isn't necessarily designed for potatoes, but I'm sure it'll work. So then we can apply power, so the brake turns off, and go ahead and send that on its way. Turn power off, turns the brake back on. Hey! There we go, at least everything's working right. Oh, look at that. That's fantastic. So then we go, boop. So you'll notice as it goes in, I have a detector that notices that there's items being put in the hopper, which then says, well, hey, if there's items going in the hopper, there must be a minecart in here. So then that pushes out and stops it. And the second that it's completely drained, it should just release it. Assuming everything still works properly. I have some faith in my redstone, but I also literally, this was one of those, you know, when you build those things that work immediately at 8 o'clock in the morning and you're not even checking to see if you built it out of memory or coincidence? Yeah, that was this. Have an auto dispenser hooked up in here that detects that there's items inside and then sends them up into the bubble stream, which just so happens to also be the way out. You just go ahead and stick yourself up against here, if you'll mind my pun. And then you just come walking up over here, and you're right back where we started. So, and then we should be able to find that some of the potatoes and stuff landed. They kind of get sorted throughout because of how tick speed is in here. If I really wanted to be active about where it went, I would just use an item sorter. I'm going to be building a super big place for storing stuff soon. I haven't decided if I'm going to automate it or just literally have a conglomerate building. As much as I love all those machines that can just auto-dispense stuff and or sort your items or anything, like at the same time, like if you're going cobblestone mining, you know you have cobblestone. You can put it in the cobblestone box and save the 3 hours worth of building machines. But you know, I do like my machines. Moving on, it really isn't a lot more to show. This is, like I said, this is it. I'm not really that far in. I may be kitted out in netherite, but I tell you, that was a first priority for me. It's not due to insane amounts of grinding or anything like that. I have a lot to do here, and I really want you to join me and see what we do. I would love the idea of getting some comments and possibly even some tips from people who know even more than I do. I'm going to be doing redstone videos. I'm going to be doing a lot more in here. Hopefully I'll do a couple videos with some interactions with the other players on the server if they're down for it. Because we really do have a lot of fun when we have our little parties. It just doesn't, it hasn't happened too much frequently. Anyways, thanks for watching. Peace out.